Alright, hello everybody, I'm Static Stardust, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. So, last episode we thought we were done. No, we're not done in the slightest. Because now we have to take in this random piece of evidence that she decided to say, hey, I'm not going to tell the prosecutor, I'm not going to tell anybody, I'm just going to present it as is, which is the worst thing you could do to anybody. So, now we have to cross-examine the witness. And now we have to freaking, decisive evidence, no duh. And you can see that stretch of her just saying oh, I wasn't on the other side of the fence. And then it just shows her going almost 180 degrees around, from a shortcut. Alright, decisive evidence. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now to the matter of the victim's shoe. I did not bring this up. 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One was the victim's, of course, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. This shoe proves it. It's flawless evidence. No, the hell it's not. Yeah, why didn't you bring this up earlier? Why did you lie about those 5 minutes? I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results. The results? How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, 5-minute blank means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, deranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. This is when the suspect is admitting she did it? But false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with. And now, to the matter... Why didn't you bring that up? And you found the shoe at the scene of the crime? I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. So, like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe. I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crown. This shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime, which is actually very illegal now that I think about it. Now tell us what you did next. 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One, of course, was the victim's. I'm just gonna press her on everything. So you brought it to the forensics department. If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need to have it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by forensic experts. And she got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective. And the shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it. Well, the man was stabbed after all. And the blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman. As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on that shoe. And the other blood type matched that of the defendant. You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test. You claim to know something about blood tests, Ricky? Well, speak up. Well, blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from the blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. In Phoenix, even I know that's not right. Everybody's just that's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types of blood with all the blood tests out there. Which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear. That's pretty specific. If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results, but they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone but Miss Lana Skies. So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. I can't let this evidence go without a fight. You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Ew. Someone likes it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. She's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or do you not have a problem with the shoe? A problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? There is a problem. If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there's one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'll give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence. Oh, this is new. Why is there bloodstains on the shoe? Why is there bloodstains on the bottom of the shoe? I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of this shoe. Don't mess with me, Ricky. Or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of the shoe? Okay, so... oh boy, I thought I was gonna try to keep a full bar and cheat through this whole episode, but nope. Alright, so good news, I'm still at full bar. Let's see. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of his shoe? His shoe. Murder weapon, blood on the tip. Traces of victim's blood. Let's check this one more time, because why not? Let's see. Loss of blood from chest wound. Blood at the bottom of his shoe. Okay, it's either one of three things. I either have to present the knife, the autopsy report, or... I don't think it's the photo. I'm guessing your shoe has blood on it too. You just shot yourself in the foot. Damn it. Would you like a grinder or grind from the heel of my boot, Mr. Wright? Oh, found it. The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found at the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order, order, order! Well, witness? What? Huh? Great going, Mr. Wright. But it's true that the lack of footprints is a contradiction. But then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint. Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mr. Wright. Think. Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. What? Hold it! I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but with her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside and kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Arr. I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that. I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though, apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. Witness! Well, was the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright. Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Oh no. It erased the blood. Wait, couldn't they just have used, like... Couldn't they have just used, like, chemicals or stuff to, like, spray and say, like, oh, hey, we found the footprints? Like, just because water has washed away blood, that doesn't mean that DNA of it still isn't there. Aha! You don't mean... Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs. Why, that prosecutor's speciality, erasing evidence. That reminds me. This guy's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him? So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe? Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial. Mr. Wright, do something, please! What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime and she's tried to conceal it. But... Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well. But Angel Starr is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water. This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Skye. Hold it! Little girl, what did you just say? Oh no. Me? Did you say that I, Angel Starr, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well, I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are, demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox called evidence. Wait, witness! Don't tell me you have something else. How much? The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments, you will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare me. Scare the cough-up queen. Look at this. A photograph. I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest. Oh my god. If she were a real person in a murder trial, she would be a fucking nightmare. That white shoe didn't belong to the victim. I see no room for error in this evidence. Mr. Wright, wait, look at that asphalt in the photo. Hey, it's clearly white! Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this was what your sister wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Mia. Right? Wet or not? Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Eh? Boss? 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 Get yourself yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. This time I'd like to declare the verdict for good. Objection!
Objection!
There we go, Phoenix. Your Honor, wait! What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? No. Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't! Then it will be too late. Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence a proper contradiction. So, Wright, are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yes, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I gotta go ahead with this. Let's see if we can look at it now. We don't have it yet. Never mind. Right, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I gotta go ahead with this. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem with this photograph. The shoe? Alright, thankfully I didn't get penalized for that. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Edgeworth. Your Honor. You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. A muffler is also a part of a car or a motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system. A pipe. Ah, I see. What's so suspicious looking... What's that suspicious looking claw sticking out of the car's muffler? So what if there's something in there sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Objection!
Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is so important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think that piece of cloth is important to this case. Well, Your Honor, how do you feel about that? Damn it. Actually, I don't feel at all. I feel like I'm a pounding headache. Well, I tried. I couldn't keep it 100%. Darn. The cops found the car's muffler. Where have I heard that word recently? Alright, muffler. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had confused me earlier in my testimony. Muffler? Yeah! Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Finally. My goodness gracious. Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings. Suspend? I found myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we will have to we have to consult with the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. Whew! That was close. But we made it, at least for now. Alright, this court will adjourn for 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime, after all. He's still hungry? I'd actually just ate a tuna sandwich not long after. To be continued. My God. Alright, I will stop here for now. I know this might have seemed like a short episode, but again, this was kind of like a quick squeeze in because we went overtime with the previous episode that very, very, very much was just, oh boy. It was like one mess after another after another. So, sorry about that if it seems like a short episode, you guys. But I will immediately pick up after this. If you like this, leave a like, subscribe, and click my face to do so. There are two different videos or playlists on screen that you can check out. I am Static Stardust, and I will see you guys in the next episode on this channel. Goodbye.